Steadily it rises. Public preference for Lincoln Continental as the symbol for today's luxury motoring.
Hey, it's ODB. Thanks for coming back to the channel. I want to dive right into what we're going to do. You saw possibly with the thumbnail and with the title of this video. I want to talk a little bit about my favorite wheel company of all time, Colorado Custom. I'm often asked, what wheels are those on your 64 Lincoln? And I always respond with Colorado Custom wheels, also known as CC Cycle wheels. They of course make wheels for cars, trucks, motorcycles, you name it. One of the things they started doing several years back is making what they refer to as the Lincoln Replica wheel. They'll basically machine the center, and that's added to, of course, the normal wheel hoop, and you end up with a billet wheel that looks just like the original center cap. There is some customization involved. Michael and team have made many sets. So if you're looking to order, I'll put a link in the description over to their website. You can contact them via email or a phone call. The other great thing about Colorado Custom is arguably they have the best customer service in the entire industry. Typically, if you've ever had someone order wheels, especially billet wheels, there could be a very long lead time. Michael and team are very good at keeping you in the loop as to what to expect. And of course, they up front do their best to set an expectation on how long is it going to take you to get the wheels that you're looking to order. So if you followed this channel for a while, you know that I recently, after a long wait, I airbagged the 64 Lincoln Continental Convertible that I refer to as Smuggler's Blues. And one of the things I did a video on recently was installing the center caps. The center cap on these billet wheels, for many years, about 30 plus years, the billet wheel companies have been using an O-ring, and you can install the center caps depending on the type of wheel that you have. In this case, there is a center cap with an O-ring, and when you pop that center cap on, it's not coming off. There is a special tool that we'll look at to pop the centers off. What I'm going to show you today is the unboxing of the new center cap. So I'm very excited to jump into this. I want to again thank Michael and team at Colorado Custom. I'll put a link to the video at the end if you want to check out how I installed the center caps. Today we're just going to look at the new ones. We'll look at the difference between what's on there and what I ran with, and then we'll possibly do some more videos in the future related to this topic. But for now, I want to jump in and show you guys what these look like. Let's jump in right now. All right, here we go. So here's the box. And I know what you might be thinking, man, that's a big box for center caps. But rest assured, we know they're in here. This showed up not too long ago. And what I want to do is jump right in. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to move the camera a little bit here and attempt to get an actual unboxing of what we've got here. Again, I want to give a shout out to Colorado Custom. I've been a fan of these wheels a very long time, going back to my days in the mini truck world, which I still am a part of. And they have lasted 3+ decades. Now, the center caps that are on the car are perfectly okay, but we had to take it to the next level. And I'll show you guys what we're talking about. So hopefully you can see, if I got the camera angled right here, you've got some stuff here to ensure that it's padded very nicely, and very similar to how they came the first time. Now, the first time I didn't unbox the wheels because they went right to Jimmy at Jimmy's Running Customs. He did leave the center caps just like this. That was back in December when we actually took them out of the box for the first time. And it's time to cut these bad boys open. Basically what you're gonna have in this case, or what I have in front of me, are 4 center caps. Some new rubber. These are the O-rings. Now, I don't know what the protocol is for changing the O-rings, but Michael and team said, hey, when we send the new centers, we'll make sure we send your O-rings. Believe it or not, these will hold. Your center caps are not going to go anywhere, believe me. Okay, we'll toss this to the side. And they provided the center cap tool, which to me looked very similar to what you would expect. I have a tool that I got at SEMA a couple years ago to pop off door panels. It's kind of a tool that kind of looks like that. It's hard plastic, and believe me, this will help. I had to take the center caps off back in December. Was it December or January? We pulled everything apart, retorqued everything, double checked everything, and we had to pop those center caps off, and they're kind of a pain to do without this tool. All right, so what I've done is I've taken the liberty off camera to go ahead and just take the razor knife and start cutting through this, which you would obviously do if you're opening or unboxing something. What they do is they wrap this in a lot of bubble wrap, and then you're left with the center cap right here, okay? You can see the center cap itself would probably be okay if they just shipped it, but they want to take a lot of extra care, because I've been at some of these sort facilities and these boxes are thrown around like there's no tomorrow. They're on different conveyor belts. I have seen things crushed, and what they want to do is avoid denting or dinging, damaging at any point these heavy center caps. These things are not cheap, and they want to make sure that they are well taken care of. Now, what I'm going to do, just for sake of it, is I'm not going to cut into these. You could easily do that with a razor knife. I'm just going to take the long road here. Okay, at this point, you're down to kind of a real soft, not a microfiber, feels like tissue paper almost, but it's very, very soft. And I want to unveil these to you guys now. Again, the ones that are on the car are technically perfectly fine, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. And what Colorado Custom was able to do is, on these center caps, they're going to ask you where you could provide them details on what you want in the middle. There's a couple of different variations of the Lincoln Star, as you would imagine. If you're a Lincoln fanatic, you'll know that. But what I had them do, and that's the first time I'm getting to see it right there. Might be a little glare. What they basically did was the smugglers and the blues, that font is the same size. There was something lost in translation when I had ordered these, and I put that on me, and they did a fantastic job with the original center caps. What I wanted to do, and I think I hinted at this in the installation video, I wanted for the font to match, and they nailed it. These things are machined out of billet aluminum. And what I also want to show you on the back, how they look. So you've got that ribbed area. The O-ring is just going to slide over there. I'll try to do a quick video here to show you how that works. And then I put a little bit of white lithium grease, and these things will pop right on, just like in the video when I installed them. These things are awesome. And again, this is the first time I'm seeing them. Now, what Michael did is, and he would do this if you were ordering wheels, if you're ordering something like this as well, they'll send you a proof of it, because what they want to do before they hit go on the machine and start cutting these and making these, what they want to do is ensure that you're okay with them, and that's what they did. And again, I couldn't be happier with these. So there's going to be an extra little trick I'm going to do on these before they get installed. So they're not going to go on the car today, but stay tuned. Again, I will be doing a video on that very, very soon. Let's throw these O-rings on now. Okay. Now what I want to show you is I have this, of course, laid flat down. I want you to see what the back of these looks like. I mean, these things are heavy. I like to weigh them. But what I didn't really spend a lot of time when I installed these is you have two areas where you would pry or pop these off, if you will. And you could imagine using different methods to try to pop these off. Now, I didn't make this clear. This little kit comes, it's like a 3-piece kit. So you're gonna have something like this, potentially, right? And what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna pry from 2 spots. So there's a couple of different tools. Now, I was able to take the other ones off using a different method. My buddy had a tool at Jimmy's Running Customs, but the thing that I would tell you is if you bought these wheels, or if you had any billet wheels that had an O-ring style center cap, what you would want to do is, I left the front center caps off, and you may have saw that in some of the photos that I had posted of the car. I left them off because I wanted to double check the lug nuts after I drove it X amount of miles, you know, take it for a cruise, check them. Maybe I drove, there was one weekend recently I'd put like 100 miles on the car and I still had the center caps off. I just double checked them. They were totally tight. Okay, great. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to put these on and then be like, oh crap, I need to take them back off. I forgot to, you know, do something or whatever. Or if you think for whatever reason you're going to be pulling the front suspension apart a second time for whatever reason, the torque things or whatnot, which we recently did on my car. So basically you're going to pop these off and you're going to use, this is the tool kit that was supplied. And again, some of this, I know you're probably thinking, well, how is that going to work? Well, what happens is once you pry this a little bit, whether you're using this tool or you have another method to not damage this, or remember the back of the wheel is right, or the front, this sits flat. And of course, behind this area or in front of it is where the front of the wheel is, so you're not going to see that. But you still don't want to damage this because, you know, if you start damaging right around here in the wheel, you're going to actually see that, okay? And you don't, you know, you spend nice hard-earned money on this, you don't want to mess it up. But once you get this, like let's say you have one of it's popped, and you could even get your fingernails to like start prying it apart, or someone else is holding one. It really helps to have another tool to pop in here to give it that little bit of leverage, boom, to pop it off. So there's a couple of different tools, again, that they provide in this little kit. And you may have something that works, but if you're spending the money, see what they charge or if they provide that. I don't recall. So these O-rings, so I just want to show you, since again, we didn't talk a lot about this the first time. What's going to happen is I'm going to do this with one hand. It's really easy. Okay. And you might be thinking, okay, well, if it goes on that easy, how does it stay on? Believe me, it stays on. Okay. When you watch the installation video, you'll see there's a groove that's machined into the wheel. So when this pushes in, this O-ring holds it on there. Believe me, this thing is not coming off. It takes a good little bit of force to get it to actually uninstall the center cap. Once you do it, once you install it, or you watch the video and you see how maybe you take, you know, for the first time you remove these for whatever reason, maybe you're getting a new tire or whatever, you'll see it takes a little bit of force to get them off. So you do not have to worry about these things kind of coming off while you're driving. And I'll just go ahead and show a little bit of the detail. I got this under the light. It's billet aluminum, and this is all machined in here. I gave him the font that I wanted. We had clarified the actual Lincoln Star. Again, it is a little bit different in each year. Some of you guys can kind of rattle that stuff off. And you can see what it looks like, and then you see the blues in there. What do you guys think? I'll pipe in another video or another photo here to maybe show a side-by-side. And do you guys think I made the right decision, or do you think I'm too OCD and I should have just left it as is? Colorado Custom with no S, coloradocustom.com. There's some good people. You may have saw this on the shelf a little bit ago, little Easter egg. There is the Glen Fry Smuggler's Blues the 45, right? The single. Got some other ones in here as well. Really pretty nice condition. But if you guys don't know, Smuggler's Blues, that's the name of the 64. It's sitting right here. It's a little messy in here right now, so I apologize. But Smuggler's Blues, my dad and I, one of our favorite songs from that Miami Vice era. And again, there's going to be some more stuff I'm going to be doing to the center cap. I think you guys will appreciate in an upcoming video very soon. Again, what do you guys think? ColoradoCustom.com, Michael and team, great people, great customer service. I just had my buddy Randy on my truck podcast, and when Randy was in the hospital with COVID, Michael actually called to check on him. That's how good of customer service these guys have. You're not just a customer, you're family once you buy a set of Colorado Custom wheels. That's what's always been conveyed to me, and I can't thank them enough. 2 thumbs up. Thanks everyone for watching if you watched all the way through. Lincoln's on the rise. I got me a light. I'm finally stepping my game up a little bit. Appreciate all the support here, folks.